Some quiz questions or something? I don't care. I can make some up if you'd rather. You've already worked those. Simple stuff. We'll do this. I don't know. 101. Look for maybe the quizzes. 8 and 9 maybe?
Yep.
That'd be good enough. When did you say your second class starts?
12:30. Yeah, I thought it was
Today?
today.
Or just today?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the fun. So then what we'll do is we'll pull this thing over there. So we can see it. 8 and 9, there we go. Alright, and then we'll put that down there. Put that up there. That looks pretty good, huh? And it seems to be recorded. Okay, we'll see what happens, if anything. Alright, so you want to start with some present values and future values?
Sure.
Wise? Don't care.
So it's good.
I have a meeting today, so I can't work with you guys between classes. So don't let me stay here, make me go out there to a meeting. As soon as you're done. 11:15. But you don't need meeting because you had the whole holiday to work on this stuff, and of course you did. Because you're responsible young people. Right? Let's do some of this stuff. And if you weren't responsible, you still have time to be responsible. Right? Get away. It's always time to recover. But usually there's time to recover. All right. So maybe we'll try this one. Car company borrowed $400,000 and 7% 1-year interest-bearing note dated November 1st. The annual accounting period is December 31st. So they borrowed the money November 1st. When's the year end? December 31st. How many months? November, December. We're not going to do a whole year's interest, right? That would be interest for a year, 7% for a year, not for a month or something. Or would that be something? I'd like to have that problem, right? Right. We wouldn't pay that if that, receive that. But anyway, it's illegal, of course. Okay, most states. November 1st, 2009, what are we going to do then? Oh, probably loan out the money, or borrow the money, right? Get cash. December 31st, what are you going to have to do? Time went by and you would accrue interest. Okay, and then October 31st, what would you do? Pay it back, including interest. So this could be easy, all right? So in A, right, so number 6, went away. Number 6, okay, here we go. All right, at November 1st, I would debit what?
Cash.
Yeah, we can do this. 400,000 and credit notes payable, you suppose? For 400,000, everybody good on that? It's not a big deal, huh? You're welcome to those points. Good quiz. I give you one like this. All right, anyway, and then 2 months went by, so how much interest has been incurred? Every day that goes by, I owe more interest because I'm incurring interest expense because presumably I took this money, bought some assets that are going to generate what for me? Revenues. So this is one of the costs of getting revenues, right? It's just interest. Interest what? Expense. How do you increase expenses? All of them. We've already done this stuff over and over. You see why I thought it was so important that you get it right from the beginning? So I'm going to debit interest expense, but I'm not paying it, so I won't credit cash. What am I going to do? Pay it later. So what is it at the end of the year? And I want that expense on my income statement, and I want the liability. Oh, I want the interest, the liability, right? On my income statement. What do you want to call the liability? How about interest payable? Because that's what it is. Very good. How much is that? It's 400,000 times what? 7%, which would be how much for a year?
28,000.
28,000. What portion of a year is it? 2 months. So 2/12? Divide by 12, take times 2. You just divide by 6 if you want. Suit yourself, right? Same thing. Okay, so what's 28,000 divided by 6?
$4,666.60.
Okay, 4, 6, 6, 7. Yeah, 6, 6, 6, 67 forever, right? Yeah. Okay, something like that. Everybody got it? And of course you do it with pennies in your life. Okay? It all adds up. You've got 1,000 of these or whatever. Okay, debit interest expense, credit interest payable. And then what happens later? Okay, we get down to October 31st. What would happen then? We're going to pay the loan off, right? That's when it's due. How much are we going to give them? You already said it was 28,000 interest. What's the principal? 400,000. How much cash are you going to give them? 428, right? Okay. So once you credit cash, let's credit, right? Right, guys? I'm paying it out. 428,000. What am I getting rid of course? Note payable goes away. So this notes payable goes away, right? Everybody good with that? Okay, what else do we have? Yeah, we got some interest expense. How much? No, it's not 28. You already recorded 4,667 of it. You are paying 12 months interest. How much belongs in this new year? The year between December 31st, 2009 and October 31st, 2010. 10 months, right? That's going to be the interest expense. It's 10 months. Everybody agree with that? So what do? We expensed 2 months last year. We're going to do 10 months this year. Oh, the portion we accrued last year is still where? It's not, well, it went to interest expense and then we closed that to retained earnings. So it's not still an interest. Where is it? Interest payable, sure. This interest payable is sitting there waiting for us to get rid of it. If you don't debit it, it'll never go away, right? Oh, you paid it, aren't you? So debit interest payable, would you guys agree with that? How much? Of course, 4, 6, 6, 7. Okay, how much is the interest expense for this year? 23,333. Absolutely. Which of course makes the debits equal the credits, right? So that's nice. Also, is 28,000 for a year less 4,667, which was for 2 months, right? The last 10 months is 23,333. Go ahead and calculate it directly. What's 400,000 times 7%? We said it was 28, right? Divide by 12 and take it times 10. Take it times 560, right? Okay. What do we get? 23,333. This is a piece of cake. Okay. Everybody good? Easy. It's a little cruel. No big deal. All right. What's that? Oh, I'm drawing lines. That's good. I don't know. At least I'll draw them way over here. Isn't that bizarre? Well, it does it do that.
Means you can erase them.
Yeah, let me erase. Sometimes it doesn't. It dots all over. Yeah. It's magic. Okay, anyway, this is too easy to believe. What's the deal? You guys read about this, a couple problems. It's just another liability, right? In fact, it's several liabilities. I owe the employees $35,000, but I'm not going to pay them $35,000. Any of you guys ever have a job? Did you get paid 100% of your gross pay? I get paid about 60% of mine. About 40% goes where? Taxes. Mostly, yeah. It provides funding for society. It's okay. We like having streets and police protection. I guess we like having nuclear bombs. I wish you could pick where you spend your money, right? Don't spend mine on nuclear bombs, okay? I don't think it's necessary. It's a waste of money. However, going to, where are they going? Jupiter or someplace? You guys know what's in, anyway.
Well, there's an aircraft.
Some flight out of NASA, does NASA still exist? Anyway, out of NASA is going to some planet out there. Jupiter?
You just pour past you, I know that.
Yeah, they're going to circle and then they're going to do a bunch of testing.
Yeah.
They're on their way to Mars. It's going to take forever. Might be. Anyway,
Say
you guys don't
Jupiter,
know
though.
anything.
There's not much
Jeez,
there but gas.
I should have listened to the story.
We only know that it means left.
Yeah, that's it. That's true.
I
You just became adults a few weeks ago. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's no need to know anything before that. Okay, anyway, that's fine. All right, so if this is the gross pay and that's the amount of income tax that was withheld, and that's the union dues withheld, And that's probably not the FICA rate anymore, it's higher, it keeps going up. Social Security tax, and by the way, the employer pays 50% of it, right? Equal amount to that, and the employee pays that amount, right? Okay, so it's big tax. Okay, and that's, by the way, that is a tax, it's not a retirement savings plan, right? Social Security, there's no fund out there where they put the money for Social Security. We spent Social Security funds on World War II, and on every war since then. There's no money in the Social Security fund. When everybody says it's bankrupt, of course it's bankrupt. If we quit paying Social Security taxes, there will be no Social Security benefits. Right? What they mean by bankrupt is there won't be enough people working, right, to support the people who want, because people are living longer and longer, and we have fewer children, so yeah, same problem that Japan has. They're way beyond where we're at with and stuff. So it's a tough question. So, when you're paying your Social Security tax, it's a tax, you guys, right? There is a limit on it. What is it, 130 some? I don't know where it is, right? If you make more than that, you don't pay Social Security tax anymore. Up to that point, you do. So theoretically, it's supposed to be for your retirement. When I was your age, I thought there'd be no Social Security when I retired. Apparently, there will be. Right? We'll take it.
It's like,
Why not?
it stops at, like, people at the age of 50. People younger than the age of 50 probably won't get Social Security.
Yeah, that's a lie. They'll get Social Security if people keep paying taxes. They won't if they don't keep paying taxes. Right? I won't get Social Security if everybody votes not to have it anymore. Right? And, it's a social program. It's like welfare. Welfare, we take care of people who can't take care of themselves. Social Security, really, we're supposed to be taking care of people who can't take care of themselves. Should wealthy people get Social Security? I'd probably be one of those people who don't get it. But I think, no. What for? If you have enough to live on without it, why would young people pay taxes to support old people that don't need the money? And it's silly. But we all say, what? Oh, I paid it in, so I've earned it, right? Oh, nonsense. You paid it in because you're supporting people, right? That's like intentionally going on unemployment because you pay into unemployment. And then say, oh, it's my money. Why would anybody intentionally be unemployed? Right? Is it a good lifestyle? How many are going to intentionally go on welfare and food stamps? Right?
There was one kid in my high school, whenever they asked him what he wanted to do, he said, I like to draw. And he said, oh, that's nice, you're going to be an artist, no, I want to draw a check.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah. So he's probably going to work for a corporation. So, yeah, draw a check and do nothing. Yeah. That's kind of a welfare system too, right, guys? You take a job and do absolutely nothing, you're going to work with people like that. Right? So anyway, yeah, funny stuff. All right. So what do we do with this thing? So don't worry about it being that's political stuff. But it might be, right? It might be. If we elect people who want to get rid of it, maybe so. All right. Anyway, so and everybody should save for themselves. I agree with that. If you make enough to save for yourself, you ought to. If you can barely afford food and rent, maybe not. Right? Feed your kids first before you save for your retirement. What do you think? Probably. But should everybody make a living wage, whatever that means? Enough to eat, pay rent, save for your retirement, pay for your kids' education. Boy, that's a pretty big ticket. So I don't know how to do that. Anyway, good stuff. Let's write the journal entry for this thing, though. What would you do? Figure out how much pay there is. What would you do, guys? How much pay is it? Gross is how much? 35,000, was it? What would you do? Oh, by the way, what's that going to be to you? That's the full amount you're paying. That's salary expense, huh? That's going to be debit salary expense. Of course it is. Pay or wage expense, salary expense, salary wages expense. Then what do we take out? The withheld federal income tax. That is your employee's money. Make sure you deposit it to the IRS. Don't keep it. If you're going bankrupt with your company and you decide not to pay your employees their wages and not to send their tax dollars into the IRS, right, that they're going to get credit for because it's their money, right, okay, you will go to jail because you stole that money. So if you get in trouble in your business, who do you not pay? Vendors, if you have to not pay somebody. They take risk. Your employees don't. You pay your employees, and the government certainly doesn't. You pay your government, right? Okay? And your tax is only the FICA tax and unemployment tax and things like that you have to pay, right? Okay, most of the taxes are the employee's money anyway, right? You'd be stealing it if you don't send it in. So of course you do. So you got some of you are going to be running businesses. Don't go there, okay? Don't go there. And by the way, might you be running a business and run out of cash? Absolutely, it happens all the time. Okay, so you manage things so you don't run out of cash in the first place, right? But if you do, make sure that's not where you cut. By the way, can you not pay a mortgage? Yeah, you can lose the property. Can you not pay contracts on your equipment? Sure, you can lose the equipment, right? They'll come and get it, right? They'll take your building away from you, move you out of it, okay? Those types of things, it's not good, of course. You're gonna end up declaring bankruptcy, but at least you don't go to jail for that, right? Okay, so. How much withholding was there? 7,350? I think I'd subtract that. Everybody got the idea? Just subtract it, big deal. Okay, then we're gonna have FICA tax. We're gonna have to compute that, right? How much is it? What did I say the rate was? It's higher now. What does it say in the book it is now? Although there's a new edition of the book too, so I don't know. 7.65? It's higher than that now, it's over 8, I think. Okay, you remember what it was in the book? You read the chapter? Yeah? No, it's just don't know. Maybe they didn't even tell you. 0.0765 times 35,000, how much is that?
$3,677.50.
3?
2.
Oh, 2. Too much, okay? Let's not give them that much, all right. Whatever it is. 2?
6. 77. 50.
Okay. That's what you do, okay? It's no big deal, right? Then what? There's union dues, I guess. And do we have anything else? No. Union dues is you have a union shop. The employees have to pay union dues. As a courtesy for them, you withhold it and give it to the union, right? That's what the union contract says you do, probably. Okay, but it's their money too, of course. All right. So what does that come up to? Net pay. Just subtracting this, all you got to do. And that's, of course, the amount of cash you're going to ultimately give them. Now it'll probably be salaries payable. What do you bet? Huh? So they want you to do an A, prepare the entry March 31st. For the payroll and related employee deductions, yeah, okay. And then, is it paid? I guess I didn't even say it. That's kind of mean. Okay, anyway. And then for the employer share. So the employer share is exactly the same size as the employee share. Got the idea? Okay, so what is that amount?
21,797.9.
I know you guys are half asleep. Okay, anyway. We should not have holidays in the summer. It's kind of silly. I mean, days off, but we only have 8 weeks. Anyway, so we did. Got rained out, didn't we? That's okay. So what do we do? Debit what? How about salary what? Expense? Wages and salary expense, salary expense. It might be wages if it's hourly, salary if it's, paid by the month or something. Okay, 35,000 guys?
Yep.
Then what do you want to credit?
Cash.
Cash? How much? It could be cash or salaries payable, depending on what? I pay it. If I'm going to pay it later, it'd be salaries payable. Then later when I pay it, what would I do? Credit cash and debit salaries payable. Big deal. It's a liability. Okay, how much is that? 24. 797.50, right? I guess that's even dollars. Okay, what else do we have? Income tax withheld. So what we do is this would be payable to the federal government. So we could go FIT payable, federal income tax withheld, payable. Who's it payable to? The federal government. 7350, is that what that was? This is too easy to believe. All right, that's that one. So I got this one, this one, this one, and we're just going to go right down. And then FICA payable, might be the same account. Probably would be because we send it in the same check to the same government, right? U.S. government. Okay, 2667. 50 was it? Da-da-da. Okay, and then what else do we have?
It's 2677.
Oh, 267750. Whatever. Okay, then what? Union dues payable. How much? 175. Does the journal entry balance? Of course it does. Big deal. Okay. Now, what would you do when you pay each of these? Let's say I put this in payable. Again, what would you do? Credit cash 24,797.50. Debit what? Salaries payable. How about when you pay these two in? Credit cash for the total of the two, and debit each one of the accounts for that, right? They're gone. Okay? What about the union dues payable? Debit union dues payable and credit cash. How come we don't have any expenses for all this stuff? Because it's not ours. It's the employee stuff, right? Ours is 35,000 total salary expense, right? Those deductions belong to the employees. Everybody got it? Okay, then that's A. What would you do for B then? In the March 31st journal entry to record FICA payroll tax expense. This is our share. This is our 50%, right guys? Okay, so how much is it?
7,300.
Well, no. We're not gonna match their federal withholding. Government love you.
Oh.
No. It's FICA. Okay, they pay 8% or whatever it is, and then the employer pays 8%. So the tax is really 16%. Everybody got it? Okay, so, and that's one of the costs of having you as an employee, of course, right? They don't have you as an employee, they don't have that expense. They do have you as an employee, they do have that expense. It's true, okay, it's all right. So all of your costs are expenses for the business, okay, anything they pay on your behalf, right? Okay, so what would that be? Debit what? You can call that payroll tax expense, something like that, because that's our share, or FICA tax expense, I don't care. 2677, 2677. 50. And credit what? For 267750. Who are you going to send that to? Federal government. How about FICA payable? You like it? FICA tax payable. Ta-da. And then what do you do when you pay that one? How about debit FICA tax payable for that amount and credit cash? Ta-da. Okay? Unbelievably easy. You know, once you know how to do expenses and liabilities, you know, cash and asset, you got it made here, don't you? Right? There's just nothing to this. Okay? Now they're payable. All right, good. All right, now let's do some revenue stuff. That's what I wanted to get to. So, for you guys to get enlightened by Patrick the other day, we lost a little bit of time. But that's useful for you. When we start doing all those events in the fall, go to everything, guys. Go to everything. If you're not going to be accounting major, go to everything anyway. You're going to go to work. All these CPAs, guess who their clients are? The big four audit virtually, well, not virtually, but mostly, almost all of the Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 1000 companies. The big four, that's their clients. You don't want to work for anybody? The large locals and large regionals have all the companies that are smaller than that around the world, right? Just like attorneys. Attorneys work for everybody, right? CPAs work for everybody. Everybody needs a CPA, everybody needs an attorney. By the way, you don't ever get to be unemployed. I thought I was going to be unemployed once. I did. I lost a job, quit a job, sort of combination. And I was in college, you know, so freshman year, I think. And I went down to apply for unemployment, and then I saw how long the line was. Went halfway around the block, and was in LA. And I thought, I don't want the money that bad, so I went and got a job instead. I worked as a janitor. I went somewhere else and worked as a janitor, right? And well, while I'm looking for a job, I get unemployment. It was way too much work to stand in that line. Barbara, you know, then they might refuse it. You know, I was 18 or something, right? So, yeah. But, yeah, so I almost drew it once. Never since then. I've never been unemployed in my life. I'm trying to quit, you guys. It's impossible to be unemployed. You just can't pull it off. I'm not kidding, right? There are just too many jobs. It's unbelievable. Your whole life. They'll just make you work. It's just terrible. Yeah. All right, anyway, terrible. So, company A invested $20,000 in a savings account. It's going to accumulate interest at 6%. What will the fund balance be at the end? How much interest will you earn? Okay, big deal. What is this? What are we calculating? The way I would set this up, gang, is I'd say, okay, there is such a thing as a present value. That's what I have now. There's such a thing as a future value. It's some number of periods from now. We did this last time, right? At least pretty well. Interest, rate, number of periods. That's everything, isn't it? You also might have an annuity payment, and the only ones I'm going to give you is an ordinary annuity, right? Ordinary means the payments are at the end of the period. Guess what they call it? The payments are due at the beginning of the period. An annuity due. We're going to do that in 211, okay? Those of you who don't become accounting majors or finance majors, either one, we'll do it in finance 350. Okay, you're going to do it anyway. So get it down now. Okay, anyway, so what do we have? That's an R, O-R-D. That's a nice one. Ordinary annuity payment. All right, what do we know in this problem? That's what I do every time. I write this stuff down and I say, what do I know? Company A deposited $20,000 now. What's that? It's a present value. Boy, this is hard. Okay, it's 20,000. Okay, and then it's going to accumulate interest at 6%. What do you think that is? I think that's the discount rate or the compound interest rate. Either way, there's going to be compounding interest. Okay, because I know the present, I'm going to calculate the future, right? I'm going to compound interest. If I knew the future and I wanted to calculate what it's worth today, I would be discounting. Okay, taking the interest out. That's all there is to this. Okay, and I know you guys have seen this before, but you probably didn't know what you were doing. Because they gave you math problems totally out of context and you just work them and sort of memorize what to do. Am I right? We all do that, okay? This is real. We do this with virtually everything. Everything. Unless the cash is changing hands now, I worry about the time value of money. If it's a year from now, I'm going to discount. Otherwise, people are going to extract wealth from me. Because I'm indifferent between cash now and cash later. Are you kidding? Everybody wants to do business with me. Right? I'll take my cash later, they'll get theirs now, that's what they're going to do. If I'm totally indifferent, I don't need any interest for that. So we always need interest. So when somebody says, oh, you can buy a car and it's interest-free, nonsense. There's no such thing as interest-free. It's a reduction of the purchase price of the car. Yeah, that's, okay, yeah, interest-free. Just another way of discounting the car. Sorry. Preferential interest rates. Now, part of that is for risk, right? And part of it is, furniture, you have a year to pay. What they do? Added to the cost of the furniture, right? They take the interest out of it, lower cost to you, right? If you go into a furniture store and you offer cash instead of having a year to pay, can you offer them less cash? You bet. They'll take a lot less cash. Okay? Whatever their cost of capital is, whatever their discount rate is, that's what they'll do. Okay, sure. All right. Anyway, so then what do we want to know? What will the fund balance be at the end? That's this, right? Future value. That's all it is. Okay, big deal. What's going to be worth at the end? And how many periods did it say? 2009. We have to count, don't we? It's January 1st, 2009. So does 2009 count? Yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that 5 years?
Yes.
So you guys got it? You know what if it was December 31st, 2009? It'd be 4, right? Okay. So I got 5. Is that right? Is it 4? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Oh, you're talking about the starting date. I thought you were going from January 1st to December 31st.
No, she's talking about the years.
Well, that's 1 year. January 1st, 2009 to December 31st, 2009 is 1 year, and then
Yeah, I was like.
Now what I'm saying is, if it was dated December 31st, you wouldn't count that year.
He thought you were talking about
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
That's terrible. Okay, anyway, so. All right, so how would you calculate this thing? All it is the present value now, right guys? Times 1 plus the interest rate raised to the number of periods is the future value, that number of periods from now, of course. So it's 20,000 times 1.06 raised to the 5th. Everybody agree? It's 1.06 times 1.06, 5 times, right? Okay? And that, so it's like 20,000 times 1.06, and then that times 1.06, and so on, right guys? For 5 times, and you get interest on the interest. It's compound interest. And that'll be the future value. Okay, so if you want, you can just calculate that. You can put in your calculator 1.06 raised to the 5th. Or you can look at a table, or you can use a fancy calculator that does future values, right? No big deal. I don't care how you do it. But when you're using your calculator, make sure you know what you're doing, or you'll give me garbage. Okay, so if you look at the table, what table would this be? I'm calculating a future value. What table would that be, guys? How about a future value table? And is this an annuity where I'm getting payment after payment after payment, or is this a lump sum? One time. It's one time, it's a sum. So get on the present, the future value of a sum table. Is that the first table? A3, table A3, okay? All right, third one, yes. Okay, got it? What interest rate do you want? 6%. How many periods do you want? 5, 1 point what?
3382.
What would you get if you calculate 1.06 raised to the 5th? 1.3382. How did they prepare the tables? They calculated it and wrote it down on a piece of paper, okay? And again, the tables exist because we didn't used to have computers and calculators, okay? It would be really annoying to do that by hand. Everybody got it? That's all it is. I like you to use the table so you can sort of see the growth when you look at those tables, what different interest rates do, right? What different numbers of periods do, so you can sort of envision it. Because we use a calculator as magic, right? Or computer as magic. Out comes an answer. You need to know whether or not that answer makes sense, right? Otherwise, you'll give me ridiculous answers, and at work, you'll throw away all kinds of money, okay? And you get fired, okay? Just enough money, and you make ridiculous decisions, okay? So this is really critical. You know how to do this, okay? So, and you're going to use it over and over and over and over. In accounting 313, we're discounting stuff, you guys. 414, we're discounting stuff. We're doing it, okay? You have to. So how you calculate what a lease is worth? You're going to do a bond in the next chapter. That's how we're going to do it. What a bond is a lump sum at the end. We'll do it like this, only to be present value, right? And then it's an annuity payment. We get the present value of that too. We're going to add them together. That's what bonds worth. And bonds change in value every day. Every day. As interest rates go up and down, bonds change in value because their interest rates don't change. You got the fixed rate for how much cash is changing hands, and you got the bond interest rate, discount rates changing out there in the marketplace. With the British thing, Brexit, they call it, or Brexit, yeah, Brexit. Yeah. Oh, it was really cute. Did I tell you this one? On NPR, it was right when the thing came out, and this guy was he was on a financial show, which I don't really listen to, but anyway, there's one on it, and a little snippet, and he says, you know, he's got a really great recipe for briskets. He doesn't know what all the excitement's about. Pretty funny, huh? You know, I have a really great recipe. I love briskets. Why is everybody so excited about brisket? Yeah, there you go. Brexit. Yeah, whatever. So they're having some real interesting issues. What's the price of freedom? Maybe, huh? It's far worse though if you look at what's in Russia, country right next to Russia that Ukraine with all their problems. What price freedom? Huh? There are a lot of death. Right? How about Syria? What price freedom? Yeah. So a little bit of money, big deal. Right? Well, or maybe a lot of money, but big deal. Anyway, so but they think they voted for freedom. So I guess they did. 20,000 times 1.3382 is how much?
26,764.
Okay, how much interest in there? That's the future value, okay? That's what we just calculated. Everybody got it? That's all we're doing. Okay, how much interest? You know, if you invest 20,000 and later you have 765, what do you think the difference is? 765. What happened? That's how much interest. Got it? Okay, that's all. Okay, let's do the second, or the B. The company needs to accumulate 50,000 in fund by making 5 equal annual payments. Equal payments? Interest rate doesn't change? What do you think that is? That's an annuity, ordinary annuity. Same payment every period, no period skipped, right? And the interest rate does not change. If you change the interest rate in the middle, it's 2 annuities, it's not 1, okay? You can do it that way, all right? We'll worry about that in 211. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out what? It wants 50,000 at the end. Well, let's do what these things are. Let's do it. What's the 50,000? I want it at the end. Yeah, 50,000. Okay, and then what else do I have? 7% interest. What else do I have? Do I have a number of periods? 5 equal payments, 5. Future value 5 periods from now, right guys? N is 5, right? So future value 5 periods from now. And what do I want to know? I want to know what the annuity payment is. Do I want to know the present value of this thing? No, we don't care. So I'm not going to have to mess with that. But I'd like to know the ordinary annuity payment. They're making the payments at the end of the year. Okay, so how would I do this one? Okay, that's what I'm after. So if you set it up that way, you just can't miss. You just can't miss it. All right? Good? You're interested in actually learning how to do present values and future values?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. All right. Anyway, so we went 50,000 by the end. So how would we set this up? What I kind of like to do, I guess I like to multiply instead of divide. You can do divide if you want. Set it up differently. Ordinary annuity payment, whatever it is, that payment times a factor for what? This is going, I want to know what, you guys? Oh, I do know. Future value 5 periods from now is 50,000, right guys? So the first deposit I put in at the end of the first year is going to get interest for 4 periods, right? Put it in the first year, it sits there for 4 periods until the end of the 5th year. Second payment I put in at the end of the 2nd year, right? It sits there and grows until the end of the 5th year. That's 3 years. How about the last one? You put it in and immediately take it out, right? Doesn't get any interest at all, does it? Okay? So what we've got here is I want a future value of an ordinary annuity factor where the interest rate equals what? 7%? And the number of periods equals what? 5. Means there's going to be 5 deposits. So when you figure out how much this is, there'll be 5 payments. So how much are they going to invest? We could figure that out, couldn't we? Okay? So let's give this a shot. What do? Go to the table for a future value of an ordinary annuity. What table is that? 84. Okay? Find 7%. Right? Find 5 periods. What factor do you get? Now what is it?
5.7507.
What they did was they added up 5 factors. Right? Take a look at that table. What is the factor for 1 period, seeing as the payment comes at the end? It's 1.0, isn't it? That last deposit is only worth $1 because there's no interest. What's the one before that worth? Go down 1. Oh, you added 2, right? So you added the 1 to the other one. So what is it? 2.07. So it's $1 for the first one, $1.07 for the second one. Got the idea? They're going to add up 5 factors. Go back to the future value of a sum table on the page before. The future value of a sum table. Look at 7%. Right? Those are individual ones, right? What if you added up the first 5 periods? What would you get? Add up those first 5. You get $1 at the end of 1 period, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Get the idea? Add them all up. That's what that is, isn't it? Okay? That's how they got the annuity table, really. They added them together. There's a formula for it, of course, right? But they just added them together. So what's worth $5.75, you guys? $1 invested at the end of 1 period left for 5 periods, plus $1 invested at the end of 2 periods left for 3 periods. The first one was 4 periods. Second one, 3 periods. Then another $1, right? And then another $1, okay? So $5 grows into $5.75. How much interest would you make off of that $5 cash flow stream? Investing $1 at the end of each period for 5 periods. What is that? 75 cents you'd make, right? Everybody got it? So what I want to know is how much do I have to put in if I'm earning $5.75 on every set of $5? How many do I have to put in to get $50,000 at the end? That's it. So divide 5.7507 into 50,000, and you know how big the payment has to be. That's all there is to this. Okay. So how much is that?
8,694.60.
Ta-da. Okay. Now how much in total am I investing? 5 times that, right? How much is that? What's 8,694.60 times 5? 43472. How much interest would you earn on this one? I don't know. It's like $6,528. Everybody agree with that? This much grows to that much. If I deposit $8,695 at the end of each period for 5 straight periods, it'll grow to 50, won't it? So the total of 43,472 grows to 50. The difference is the interest I made. Of course, this is an annuity, future value of an annuity. Okay? Everybody got it? You practice some of these, right? I hope. Okay, good. All right, C. Company C has a new machine, has an estimated life of 5 years and 5,000 residual. What's the present value of the residual? I'm going to get $5,000 5 years from now, and my cost of capital, my interest discount rate is 8%. What's this going to be? Present value of a sum. What about the rest of the machine? Right? What about the rest of the machine? We're not worried about that right now, right? We just want the present value of the residual. Satisfied, right? 5,000 received 5 years from now is not 5,000 in today's dollars, right? What's it worth? Okay? Does this make sense? Okay, what's it worth now is what I want to know. All right, so I can analyze this deal. So it's exactly the same thing. What do I want to know? I want to know the present value at time zero, don't I? That's what I'm after. What do I know? I know a future value 5 periods from now. How much is that? 5,000, was it? I do know the discount rate, the interest. What is that? And I do know the number of periods. Of course, that was 5. Ta-da! So what can I do? I can take my future value of 5,000, which is 5 periods from now, and I can discount it as a 5. Okay, I can discount it for what? Put 1 over, which is divided by the interest rate, right? I'm sucking the interest out, so I'm dividing by the interest rate over and over, right? 1 over 1 plus the interest rate raised to what? The number of periods, which is 5 in this case, right? N equals 5, okay? N equals 5. So here we go, 5,000 times what? 1 over 1.08 raised to the 5th, okay? So you can just calculate it if you want. That'd be a present value at time 0, okay? You can just calculate it if you want, or you can look it up in the table, or you can use your calculator, right? It's no big deal for any of this, okay? By the way, in the annuity, you have to tell it whether the payment is at the beginning or the end. You want to tell it the payment's at the end for all these. It's an ordinary annuity, right? So a lot of calculators, it's 0, 1, 0 is time 0, 1 is end, right? Got the idea? So when you look up online the instructions for how to use your calculator, right? You got a calculator that does present values and future values of annuities, okay? Look up how to do it, okay? Anyway, so it's just mechanical anyway. So what is the factor for this? Present value of a sum now, right? I know the future value, I want to know the present value, and it's only 1 payment, so it's not an annuity, right? It's a sum, okay? So present value of a sum, that's the first table, isn't it? Okay, what is that? 8%, 5 periods, what factor do you get? 6806. All right, if you put in your calculator 1 over 1.08 raised to the 5th, and you get that number, yeah, that's how they calculated it. Big deal. Okay, that's the deal, right? That's what it is. We're just dividing by 1 plus the interest over and over, huh? Okay, so what's 5,000 times 0.6? Oh, by the way, what's worth 68 cents? $1 received 5 periods from now, discounted at 8%. Okay, so what's that worth? What are all those? If $1 worth 68 cents, what are 5,000 of them worth? That's all we're doing. How much is that?
$3,402.92.
Okay. Ta-da! I got the answer. This is a piece of cake. Okay. By the way, these look really, really easy, and they are. Do they stay easy in accounting 211? It goes crazy, doesn't it? What's hard? You don't know what the discount rate is. You don't know what the number of periods is. You don't know what the cash flows are. You don't know if it's asking for present value or future value when you read the questions. Just like real life. Okay? We'll give you problems that is, holy cow, what is all this? Interest rates changing, all kinds of different periods, cash flows coming in, cash flows going out. You know, like real life. We value every business deal this way, every single one of it. If I'm going to hire you as an employee, I want to know what the discounted present value is of your future cash flows. So I'm going to decide how much to pay you and whether or not to hire you. Really? To buy an airplane? Absolutely on that one. UPS doesn't buy airplanes for fun. They have lots of airplanes. They do not think they're cool, right? Why do they buy airplanes? To haul freight. How do they decide how much they're willing to pay for them? Cash in, cash out over the life of the airplane. That's it. We try to predict that. And it's risk low. It's going to determine interest rate. Okay? Discount rate. And of course, the number of periods matters. How long they can give cash flow, when they can give cash flow, all that stuff, right? And it's different every year throughout the life of the thing. So it's a big calculation, of course. Okay? All right. So let's see. Where are we at? So these are simple by design. When we do bonds in the next chapter, it's suddenly a little harder because we're going to have to do a present value of a sum and a present value of an annuity, which is the interest on the bond. Huh? And then we're going to add the two together. And then we're going to do something called amortize it over the life of it, which is reverse the process. So it's kind of a hairy chapter. So as soon as you're done with this quiz tomorrow, what do you want to do? Study. Oh, that's right. Do a test. Study for the test. Then what? Good idea. Test is the next day, isn't it? This is wonderful. Okay, then what? Go over that chapter in depth. Really go after it. Okay, what day is our test?
Thursday.
It's Thursday. That's good. So you have the weekend to get ready for bonds. That worked out pretty good. Okay, and then we're gonna do a review tomorrow probably after the quiz. We'll, work on, right? Work the quiz and work the other quiz a little bit and whatever you guys wanna do. Okay, so plan on that. We have you scheduled for 11:15 or
Yeah,
whatever.
we are for both days.
Cool. All right, for both days, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, heck with those intermediate students, we don't care about that. Okay, anyway, so, let's try D. Company owes a 50,000 debt that is now due. What do you think that thing is? It's now. It's present value, right? Okay, I got a 50,000 present value. So, there's nothing to this. Even I can do it. Present value times 0, I got a $50,000 debt. Due now, okay, 50 grand. Okay, and what we want to do, arrangements have been made to pay it off in 5 equal annual installments. Gee, what's that? Number of periods is what? 5. Okay, and I want to make equal annual installments. What's that thing going to be? An annuity payment. I bet it there at the end. We don't have any money now, so ordinary annuity payment. Okay, good. That's what I'm going to. Is that what I'm going to calculate? Yeah, didn't tell you what it was. Do I have an interest rate?
Yeah, it's under number.
Gee, I hope so. It's 8%. How about that? It's 5 periods, and it's 5. 8%? Is this easy or what? Okay? So now what I've got is I know a present value, and I want to know what the ordinary annuity payment is. What you got to do is make sure you get on the right table, right? Or input it correctly to your calculator if you got a nice calculator. Okay? How many of you have a calculator that does future values and present values? The other day you didn't know if you did or not. You will, they will when they take their calculus class, right? Business calculus. So you'll have one real soon. You don't need one to do this, right? You really don't, as long as you got tables, right? Without tables, it'd be a real pain. Okay, so use the tables for now, you'll be fine. And then next semester, you'll have the calculator, you know how to do it. You guys all doing calculus next semester?
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
She's doing it.
I started today.
So who do you have?
Mark Sauer, or whatever, however you say it.
I don't know what that is. Who do you guys have in the fall, you know?
I'm
Zelensky?
Zelensky.
Zelensky.
That's who I did have.
Did you ever have Zelensky?
No, I took it in past
Secrets. Oh, okay. Yeah, he thinks he's an overachiever. Really, he just spins in circles. So, yeah. So. Why are you here today? Just for the, you know what I mean to do?
I had to print off the test to do it, and then after I finished, I came back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Sorry. Good. Okay. Ordinary annuity payment. He's in 313. Plugging it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right. So how would we set this thing up? I like to do it this way. You can divide and split if you want. I think that's what the author does is they divide, don't they? Who cares? Same thing. I'm still going to divide, of course. I want to know the ordinary annuity payment. And I do know the present value now. True, guys? Okay, and I know this is what this is what I know. 50,000 isn't it? It's 50 grand. I know that's 50. Okay, I wasn't very clever with the numbers on this one, was I? Okay, anyway, I know what kind of a factor am I going to use? If I want the ordinary annuity payment going to a present value, it would be what? Present value of an ordinary annuity table. That'll get you on the right table. Okay? Present value of an ordinary annuity. Interest rate is how much? 8%. Number of periods? 5. Okay? Right? And by the way, in this situation, what's happening? I'm taking interest out. I'm not adding interest, right? Okay, guys? So it's a different thing, right? Okay, so what would be the ordinary annuity payment here then? Well, what would I do? Go look up a factor on the present value of an ordinary annuity table. 8%, 5 periods. That's 5 factors added together, right? 5 present value factors added together. How much is that?
3.9927.
9927. What's worth $3.99? $1 received 1 period from now, $1 received 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So that $5 cash flow stream is only worth $3.99 right now. How much interest would I be paying here then? Right, because I would be paying this interest, right, of this money. How much interest am I going to pay? I guess $1.01 on every $5, right? 5 less 3.99. Sure. Okay. So what is that payment going to be? 50 goes into 3.9927. How much is it? 3.99270 to 50. How much?
12,522.86.
Okay. Take that times 5 payments. So that's what we happen to have. We don't care what the interest rate is or the number of periods. The calculations are always the same. Okay. So 12,522.85, I guess, times 5. What do you get?
62,614.25.
Okay. So about 62,614. You tell me, how much interest are you paying? Looks like $12,614, which is what interest rate? 8%. We will have paid 8% interest. Got it? Okay, we said it. It's just not a big deal, is it? So you calculate the payment. Everybody good?
Wait, so would the annual payment be the 12,000?
12,523. Yeah. So I'm going to have paid 62,614 to pay off 50,000. The difference is my interest, isn't it? Right, guys? It's pretty simple, isn't it? You know what you could have done instead is you could have calculated, well, and this one would be hard. You calculate each one of the individual ones and add them up, right? But where did this factor come from? Let's do it that way. Where did this factor come from? Take a look at the present value of the sum table. Look at, for the sum, right? Present value of the sum. Look at 8% and add up the first 5. And what will that add up to? What's the first dollar worth? Discounted at 8% for one period. 92 cents or so? What's the second one worth? 86. Third one? 79. Fourth one? 74. Fifth one? 68. What if you add all this up? What do you get? $3.99. Got it? All they did was they added the table up for you. Or added that table up for the present value of the sum tables to get the present value of the infinite. Okay? It's handy though if you don't have a calculator. You guys don't have one yet, so you'll be glad that you got this. Okay? Save the time. All right, anyway, everybody good? So we know what the payment is. Okay, good. Let's see. And then it says, assuming 8% interest, how much will be the annual payment? Give the entry for the first payment. What'll that be? What's the entry? We're drawing lines here. What will be the entry for the first payment? What would be this journal entry here? The first payment. How much is the payment going to be? 12,522.85. So I think I'll do what? Credit cash. You can do that, right? Every time it does that, gone forever. Where are you? Okay. So credit cash maybe for 12,522.85. Wow. Debit what? No, we don't call it an annuity payable.
They call that a note payable.
How have we recorded this in the first place? We have a note payable. Debit cash, credit notes payable. We have a note payable, don't we? We still have a note payable. We just arranged to pay for it this way. So I have a credit balance and note payable of 50,000, don't I? What am I doing? I'm paying off some of the. I'm paying interest and I'm paying the note. Okay. And let's say we don't accrue any. Well, this is the first payment anyway. We bought, and I guess we arranged this the first day of the year, and then yeah, so it's the same. Okay, yeah. So the first payment, all right, same day. All right. So what's going to be? Debit what? Interest, expense, and interest. Whoops. And notes payable, right? Not interest. Note payable, right, guys? We didn't accrue any interest, so. Accrue means what? Debit, interest, expense, credit, interest payable. We did that earlier today, right? Okay. So note payable. So how much is paying off the note, and how much is interest of that 12,522.85? And this is going to be the effective interest amortization method, which we're going to use when we do bonds in the next chapter. Okay. So what are we doing? We're saying, look, I owe him $50,000, right? I owe him $50,000 over here. Okay. If I owe him $50,000 and I am paying them 12,522.85, how much is note payable, how much is interest expense. That's all you gotta do. How much do I owe
No, payables,
them? I owe them 50,000. How much do I have borrowed? 50,000. What interest rate am I paying? 8%. Come on, you guys, how much interest is there? If you have 50,000 borrowed and you're paying them 8% interest, how much interest is there for a year?
40,000.
Probably 50,000 times what? 8%, don't you think? We're just undoing the deal, right? We discounted 8%, we're gonna compound at 8%. Make sense? So how much is that?
4,000.
$4,000 for a full year, right? That'd be if it's a full year, which it is. Okay, so don't you think that interest expense is $4,000? I think so. Huh. I wonder how much the note payable went down by. Seeing as the payment is 12,522.85 and 4,000 is the interest. Or, yeah, is the interest. What do you think the principal is? Now that looked real hard, didn't it? And there's nothing to it. Just undo the deal, right? You discounted at 8%, compounded at 8%, of course, when you unravel it, right? Easy, huh? You guys do this? Yeah, maybe. Are you going to remember it or do you understand it? Make sure you get to understand. If you get to understand, you won't forget. Try to remember it. No way will you know it for a fact. Right? Be gone. It's just common sense, isn't it? Okay. How do we decide what the payment was? We took out interest at 8%, didn't we? We computed what the payment has to be for interest at 8%. So what interest are you paying when you start recording, paying it off? Do the second one for me. There's the first one. I didn't ask for it here, but give me the second one. There's the first payment. Do the second one. This is harder. That'd be a fun one to get you. Might do that in a test or a final, you never know. What do you think? Figure out how much you owe them. Right? You know what the payment's going to be. By the way, what is the payment going to be on the second? What's the payment every single time? How much payment? 12,522.85. So I know the second one's the same credit to cash, of course. So is it all of them. Third through fifth will be too. Everybody agree to that? And some of that is what? Interest expense. Is it going to be the same amount? Of course not. You don't owe them as much money anymore. Right? Is the note payable? Amortization of the note payable here, really. Is the note payable going to be the same amount? Yeah. Of course not. Because you're paying them more because there's less interest. Ah. So how would you calculate that, guys? What do you need to know? How much you owe them. How much did you start out owing them? 50,000. Notes payable was 50,000. This is stuff I would give you an intermediate, right? 50,000. And then what? How much did you pay? So how much do you owe them? And we can just do this over and over for all 5 periods, right?
41,477.
41,477. About. Okay. 41,477 and 15 cents. Yeah. That's it, isn't it, guys? Take that times what? What's your interest rate? Is it 8%? Sure. If I owe them $41,477 and I'm paying 8% interest, wouldn't I just take 8% times it to find out what my interest is? Sure. How much is that?
3,318. 17 cents.
All right. Then how much is the notes payable?
9,204 and 68.
12,522 less 3,318. Huh? What was it?
9,204 and 68.
Even I could do this. You know what? And if you take that amount out of here now, 9,205 out of here, you owe them less. Interest will be less next time, principal be more. After you do it 5 times, what's going to be left in notes payable? 0. Ta-da. How much interest expense will you have over the 5 years total? 12,614. So we got it. Shoot what each year is. Different amount each year, of course, because you owe them a different amount every year. Kind of makes sense. Bonds are going to work exactly the same way. Investments in bonds and Issuance of bonds, right, bonds paid. Everybody got it? Do both sides. You know, if you buy a bond from me, I get the same amount of cash as you gave up. Right? Yeah. Your bond payable is exactly equal to my investment in bonds. It's amazing how that works, right? Of course. Okay. That's good. That was okay. We got a lot done, didn't we? Is that the last one?
No.
There's more? Good. You got something to do.
There's a
Now
lot.
for this. Okay. Oh, there were more. Good. Oh, these are really easy ones. We'll do it anyway. You guys tell me, what do I know here? If the market rate is 8%, a rational person would just as soon have 1,200 4 years from now as what amount today. So they earn exactly 8% interest. What am I calculating? Okay, there are present values, there are future values, there's a number of periods, there's a discount rate, and there might be an annuity payment, but that's not an annuity payment, it's one lump sum in there. So what do you call the 8%? Probably interest. What do you call the $1,200 4 years from now? Future value. What do you call the 4 periods? Number of periods, right? So it's a future value 4 periods from now, 1,200. And what would I like to know? How much they want to receive now so that they earn exactly 8%. So what do? You take that future value, 4 periods from now, which is $1,200, times what? 1 plus the interest rate. But what am I doing? Am I going to divide or multiply? Am I adding interest or taking it out? Taking it out, aren't I? Okay, 1 over it. Okay, guys, for 4 periods. Everybody got the idea? N to the nth. Okay, so it's 1 over 1 point, what's the interest rate? 8%. We're always 8%. Good grief. Okay, 4 periods. All right, everybody got it? That's it. Could you look up on the table, 8%, 4 periods? Or could you calculate it either way? Anyway, and that's going to give me a present value now. That's it. Okay, that's the answer I want. That's what I'm going at. So get yourself set up and you can't miss. Okay? All right, anyway, so what's 1 over 1.08 raised to 4?
0.7350.
7350. What's worth 73.5 cents? $1 received 4 years from now, discounted 8%. If you invest 73.5 cents for 4 periods, compound interest at 8%, what will it grow to? $1. Twice what a dollar's worth now, right? 75 cents. So that interest rate is real important, right? All these things are really critical to you. Future values, number of periods, interest rate, present values, got the idea, annuity payment, the world we work with. Okay, so if each dollar is worth 73.5 cents, what are 1,200 of them worth? 88204. You guys won't miss these, will you? Right. Okay. 10. George's grandmother promises to pay him $1,200 at the end of each of the next 10 years. I bet you that's an annuity payment. If the interest rate is constant the whole time, that's an annuity payment. End of the year is an ordinary annuity. How much is the money worth today? I want to know the present value. If he invests the money and earns a 12% annual interest rate. So here we go. He's got an ordinary annuity payment there at the end of the year. $1,200. How many of these payments are there going to be? 10. How much is that, you guys? I'm valuing $12,000. You guys agree with that? So that's kind of nice to calculate. You don't write it down anywhere. It's not an answer to anything. It's $12,000 for value here, right? I want to know the present value of it doing. How much is it worth today? What do you bet the present value is less than $12,000? It's got to be, or you calculated it wrong, huh? Because it just is. I'm going to take interest out. What if I was trying to see what it's going to be worth in the future? It'd be worth more than $12,000, of course, right? You'd be adding interest. So be thinking when you do these problems, huh? Okay, don't just do them. Interest rate, because I'm going to make fun of you when you give me ridiculous answers. What's the interest rate he's going to earn? 12%. And what do I want to know? I can either do a present value or a future value with a setup like this. What is it? I want to know what it's worth now. That's a present value. By the way, I can calculate the future value of this, no problem. I can do both of them with this information, right? Same information, you calculate either one. So I want to know the present value. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take my ordinary annuity payment. How much is that? 1,200, so we're getting this $12,000, okay? And I want to know what it's worth right now, present value times 0. So what kind of a factor do I want? Present value of an ordinary annuity factor, okay? Interest rate, 12%. Number of periods, 10. Go look it up, right? Present value of an ordinary annuity, 12%. Down to 10 periods. What is that?
25. 6 dollars.
What's it worth? $5.65? $12. Right? Received $1 at the end of the first period, into the second, all the way out to the end of the 12th. How much interest is there in that $12 cash flow stream? Wow, $6.35. You more than double your money. How come? It's 10 periods, which is quite a while, and it's 12%, which is a pretty high discount rate. Would you rather invest in the stock market at 12% or invest in the bond market at 8? There's more risk in the stock market, but 12% compared to 8. Yeah, my money's in the stock market. They've been for a long time. I'm dying soon. I know that, you guys. Whether you or your family, right? I'm dying soon. I might die tomorrow. I don't care. I'm still becoming wealthier. And even with all the gyrations in the stock market, right? Even with Brexit, right? What happened to the markets? Went way down. What's happening today? Go up today? Not that you should watch every day. I just think it's entertaining. Yeah, 102. That's more than a little bit. That's terrible. Disaster. Skyfall. Yeah. 102. Points down today. It's not very good percent. It's bouncing around, isn't it? Lots of uncertainty out there. There always is. Right? And people are kind of crazy. Too. That's so. Okay. That's okay. You can make money. What's the present value then? You know, if each $10 cash flow stream is worth $5.65, what's 1,200 of them? Because I got 1,210 times, right? Each $10 cash flow stream, it was $10, wasn't it? It's worth $5.65. I lied, it's not 12. It's 10, right? You guys knew that? 1,200 times 5.6502, what's the whole thing?
24.
24?
Yeah.
Fantastic. We're brilliant people. And you can do this, couldn't you guys? That's what the whole $12,000 is worth, 6,780. All right, good. And then what is there, one more? I think, or two more. Yeah. We won't make it. Let's do one more. How much would George have to deposit a day if he'll be earning 2%? He wants 5,000 at the end of 5 years. Just tell me what those things are. What do we do? That was great.
Present value, you don't know. You're trying to find it.
Present value is what we want to know. Okay. How much would he have to invest now? What do we know? Future values? How much?
5,000.
How much?
5,000.
Okay. By the way, this is a really low interest rate, so present value is going to be fairly close to it now, right? And it's not very many periods either. It's 5. N is 5. Okay. Yeah. Could you set this up and solve it? Of course you could, right? Let's think about what the next one is. Do so. Make sure you practice. How much would George have to deposit the bank at the end of each next 5 years if he wishes to have 15,000 in the bank at the end of the time period, assuming 3% annual rate of return? What would that be, you guys? Okay, what do we want to do here? We want to have what? A future value when?
5 years.
5 years from now. So N equals 5. The future value we want is how much? 15 grand. So it was 15 at the end of 5 years. Okay. Everybody agree with that? Better put in 3,000 a year. Oh no, he's going to earn interest, so it'll be less than that. And see, it's pretty simple. Okay, and then the interest rate? Not earning very much, so he's going to have to put in close to 3,000 each one of the years, isn't he? Right? And then what? What do we want to know? What do we want to know? The present value? No, we want to know the annuity payment, don't we? Might be. We know the annuity payment. True. There's nothing to this. Okay, so here we go. It's an ordinary annuity payment. How much would he have to deposit? Is that what they asked? Yeah. How would you set it up, everybody? I know that. that ordinary annuity payment, whatever it is, times that factor, gives me what? A future value? Future value 5 periods from now. So what's that going to be? Interest rate is 3%. Number of periods is 5. What is this? I want to know the future. Future value of an ordinary annuity, huh? Somebody grab the future value of an ordinary annuity factor for us. 3%, 5 periods. And we want 15,000 over here.
4.5796.
Divide that into 15,000. You find out what each one of the payments is. Is that right? Uh-oh, he's on the wrong table, isn't he? How do I know that? Because it's more than 3,000. I'm earning interest here. It's got to be what? This is what kind of a factor did he give us? That's a present value. You don't want a present value of an annuity. We're calculating the future value. See how easy it is to do that? Okay, be careful. How much is that?
5.3091.
What's going to be worth $5.31? We're making five deposits, right? The $5 is going to grow to $5.31. Everybody got it? Divide that into 15,000. What do you get?
891.
Remember me saying that it's going to be slightly less than 3,000 with a low interest rate? True, huh? Go away, you people, and work hard.